Is in custody after a body was found in a car burning on the Loop 101 near the Union Hills exit.
12 News journalist Jade Cunningham is joining us live with the very latest. Jade?
Hey, good evening. Yeah, so actually about 20 minutes or so ago, we actually heard from authorities who confirmed that their suspect in this is 23-year-old Tanesa Chambers. They say this began as a car fire and it turned into a homicide investigation. There are more questions than answers after a car fire became a homicide investigation.
Oftentimes we think it's one thing and it turns out to be another, and we just have to be prepared for that.
Around 10:30 Tuesday night, DPS troopers responded to the fire on the westbound side of Loop 101.
It was a black sedan. When they arrived, the flames were being extinguished by the Glendale Fire Department. And there was a female that was on scene, but she had refused to talk to troopers there. So she ultimately was transported to the hospital for evaluation.
DPS Sergeant Cameron Lee says once the fire was out, first responders made a gruesome discovery.
Began their investigation. They noted that there really was no collision damage to the vehicle, and they did locate a body in the front passenger seat. That body also appeared to have an apparent gunshot wound. Also, in the course of that investigation, they did find a gun in the vehicle. So our major crimes detectives were called out. The scene was turned over to them, and we are investigating this as a homicide.
The woman, who authorities say was the driver, has been identified as 23-year-old Tanesa Murray Chambers. She is now in custody as authorities actively work to find answers.
We're still trying to determine what their relationship is. We have some guesses, but we can't really put that in stone until we do some more interviews with family members and things like that to kind of ensure that we know what their true relationship was. And then that way it'll also help lead to what led us to this point.
Well, of course, the big questions with all of this is what happened and why it happened. So this is something that authorities are working to figure out. We, of course, will be staying close with this investigation. So you can stay with 12 News on air and online at 12news.com for the latest. Reporting live, Jade Cunningham, 12 News.
And so odd, Jade, because we've definitely had cases in the past where there's been some sort of a murder or something like that, and they try to burn a car to conceal evidence, but not in the middle of the freeway. I mean, you wonder how that fire even started in the middle of traffic like that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a question that we have. It's a question I'm sure that authorities have. So that's what they're looking at right now, trying to figure out. And of course, we will continue to update you and all our viewers as we follow this investigation.
All right, Jade Cunningham live there on the westbound Loop 101. All right, turn